Thank you very much, first of all, to the ITU for this opportunity to speak in this amazing event in India. So, yeah, as it was said in my introduction, I will explain how our instruments relate to ITU standards, which is the work most of us are doing at the ITU. So, let me, first of all, give you a very brief introduction about Wavecontrol. Wavecontrol is a small company, is classified as an SME, but it's not a young company. It's a 27 years company. And what we do is we develop instruments for the RF safety. We have delivered more than 15,000 instruments around the world. Around the world for us means more than 80 countries. And we have also performed more than 10,000 accredited calibrations in our own accredited lab. So just to give you an overview of our product family, so then we will relate that with the ITU standards. We have like three main product families. We have the EMF meters. The EMF meters are handheld meters that you can use for base station certification and for the assessment of human exposure anywhere, in an office, in an industry, around a base station, whatever. Then the second family of products is the RF personal monitors. RF personal monitors are monitors that for example, tower climbers, they use when they need to service antennas. They need to be very near the antennas, and of course in many times they cannot switch off the antenna because they cannot stop the service, so they need to take care of the levels they are exposed to. So this instrument is beeping if the electromagnetic field is higher than expected. And then we have a third family of products, which are the area monitors, and these are 24/7 monitoring the electromagnetic fields at the specific places. So, in one hand, we have that electronic instruments for the measurement of electromagnetic fields, but in fact, the goal is the assessment of human exposure to electromagnetic fields. So that is our goal, and we need to remember that goal. So, about the ITUT study group 5. You know the ITUT is the telecommunication standardization sector. Study group 5 is in charge of environment, climate change, and circular economy. And part of the mandate of study group 5 is the development of standards to give operators, manufacturers, and government agencies the tools required to assess the EMF levels and to verify compliance with the World Health Organization recommended human exposure guidelines and limits. So this is being treated in question 3 inside of the study group 5, and question 3 is the group which is developing standards for this matter. And this is the list of standards. I will not go into each of them, but just to give you an overview. We have ITUT K52, 61, 70, 83, etc., etc. Some of them are relate to the certification of base stations. Some other are more related to monitoring, on mapping of electromagnetic fields, drive test, and also there is the last one, the K145, taking care of the safety of telecommunication workers in terms of human exposure to electromagnetic fields. So, now let's go to how wave control products relate to ITUT SG5 recommendations. So I will go family by family, and I will make a summary of of how do they relate to these standards. For instance, EMF meters I presented before, they are complying with this list of standards. It's K61, 91, 100, 113, and 121. There are also a couple of supplements, supplement 16 and 32, that they are also related on human exposure. And what are the key parameters? Key parameters, just to mention some of them, are the fact that it's a broadband real-time measurement, that the field probes are isotropy, the frequency response, linearity, how the measurements should be averaged, both in time and special averages. So all these parameters are set in the standards, in ITU-T standards, and the products, our products and other vendors' products need to comply with those standards in those key parameters and amongst others. So concerning RF personal monitors, as I said, there is ITU-T K145, which relates to the safety of workers, the telecommunication workers. And some key parameters are also as well broadband real-time, on-off body use of those instruments, instant and time average alarms. So how the RF monitor will warn the users in which way, with which time of alarms we have to use. The dynamic range of the instrument is also very important. The fact that it can work in a multi-frequency environment, and also other things like data logging, etc., etc. All this is also defined in the ITU-T standards, and we have to give a solution for all that. And the last frequency, regarding the monitoring instruments, they need to be compliant with ITU-T K83, 113, and 121. And some of the key parameters are, of course, 24/7 monitoring. This is very important. The characteristics of field probes, this is always very important. Of course, we are measuring, at the end of the day, we are measuring electromagnetic fields. The frequency response, the linearity, time averaging. So all these things are the things that relate our products and other vendors' products with ITU-T standards. So just a few comments or last comments about standardization and compliance. From our perspective as a manufacturer, standardization provides Wavecontrol and also other manufacturers, our customers, confidence in Wavecontrol products. This is very important for any manufacturer. It also helps Wavecontrol to develop products as expected by the market and the users, because at the end of the day, in the standardization committees, we have customers, users, different stakeholders that they raise their concerns, and we come up with a product which is good for everyone. And the very important comment I would like to say is that it also, standardization, it also drives Wavecontrol research and development to work in the right direction. We have a standard, we work on that standard, but then we try to develop new things, to propose new things which can give a better answer to all the concerns, and then the standard can be improved. And so it's like a kind of virtuous circle we can have between standardization bodies and committees and manufacturers. And so thank you very much for attending.